Hello, listener. Quick heads up before we get started today. I was in studio today recording with Mike and Gracie Chermak from BRCM Daily, and there was a weird audio problem for like the first minute of this episode. So please just listen through the first minute, and then it will go away. I apologize in advance. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the Framework of Tomorrow. Welcome to episode 12. And today I have two guests on my podcast from BRCM Daily, the two amazing hosts. First, I'm looking to my right. I have the amazing, the talented, and the charming Mike Chermak.
Do you call us guests anymore, or do you call us family?
You're my family.
Okay, thank you.
You're
so
like,
much.
quick clarification.
Then on my left-hand side, I have the fantastic, the smart, the beautiful Gracie
The
Chermak.
luscious. I just heard.
Thank you so much, Keegan, for having us on.
Do you know what I'm referencing?
Yes.
Forrest Gump when he's
The luscious
Bobby Dylan, and then she sings.
and she's not wearing clothes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
she
I've
sings
never
it, Bob.
seen that movie.
That's for all your listeners under the age
I'm
of
sorry.
12.
7. Yeah, who haven't seen Forrest Gump and haven't seen that scene.
Very good.
Okay.
Amazing. Who's our sponsor today, Mike?
The Minnesota Nurse. She is very close to what the riots that have been taking place in Minneapolis. She's very knowledgeable about the subject. If you want to know what's going on, you have to follow her.
The Minnesota Nurse on
Instagram.
Insta.
Yes. So check her out. She also does nursing information in general, but right now she's focusing her account on what is taking place.
Very, very cool. So today I had you on my podcast, The Framework of Tomorrow, to talk about your extensive knowledge.
That's not me, though.
In music.
Yeah, Gracie's extensive
Thank you.
knowledge.
Okay, Gracie's
Thank you for having
extensive. Mike's just here because I have to have him on.
Because we're the
We're-
BRCM.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just BR and she's CM.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
don't want
difference.
just the CM Daily
The
podcast.
CME, yeah, the explosion or whatever.
Oh, good. That's
The solar flare,
me.
yes.
In
And
your,
then I'm BCR.
your Big Cat
Rescue.
Rescue.
Okay. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Okay, sorry.
We're sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're ready.
It's amazing. All right. So first we're going to start. So I am a history podcast, so I have to start at the beginning. The beginning of music and time.
Whoa.
Jubilee.
So what are your thoughts on Gregorian chanting? Do you know what this is?
No.
You have no idea?
Is it beautiful?
It's very monotone singing from it's what cavemen used to do, basically.
The only reason I know about it is because of Filthy Frank video.
You know
what
what
this
yeah,
is?
I know what you're talking about.
And he's making fun of the people that are like, I was born in the wrong generation. But and then they're like,
Yeah.
I like 50s. And he's like, step up. I like Gregorian,
Gregorian
chanting.
chanting.
And he
Can
starts like, ooh, ooh.
Thank you.
And he slaps the table.
Okay, so Mike's a taker of Gregorian chanting. He loves it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was into what Mike just did.
It is my jam.
Okay, good.
Okay, sweet. So Gregorian chanting's our favorite so far.
The first one, it's definitely my favorite so far.
I'm literally going to skip a bunch. I'm not skipping a bunch. I'm just generalizing a lot of music up until the 90s because
He's like, Gregorian chanting. Then we have Michael
Hip-hop.
Jackson.
No, so next we have the medieval music. What do you think?
Oh no, that's
With,
not
the scribes
really.
and stuff?
No, it's pub music, right? And then they rewrote it to be Christian.
What?
Yeah,
correct?
no, that's right.
A lot of medieval music is pub songs,
Huh.
so hymns,
Yeah.
and then they rewrote them to have Christian lyrics. That's what Martin Luther, not the
Redid.
King
Yeah.
Jr. did. The
Mike,
original.
that was the worst way to say.
Martin Luther, not the King Jr. That's what we called him
Not
back in our catechism classes.
That is what we
right?
called him.
Okay.
We always had to clarify that we're not talking about
MLK Jr. Yeah.
No, that's true.
Mhm.
I like hymns. If that's
I look crazy. Back to the subject. I
Yeah.
love hymns. Yeah.
All right. So you guys love hymns.
yes.
Now I'm going to skip to the next period, which is the Baroque period, the classical, Bach, Beethoven.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
I don't really love classical music. Mainly
Mm-hmm.
because I don't like playing it on the piano. And so I've
So-
listened to it too much that I just don't like it anymore.
That's fair.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. It is a little over played. It
Right.
doesn't.
There's like 5 songs that are always used in movies and stuff.
Right.
Right. I will give them one thing: they were geniuses though, because they wrote like that's what they did their whole entire life.
Oh yeah, especially Mozart because
Right.
he's deaf, and it's like I can't do that, and I hear,
Right.
Did you just
So-
say his name correctly? Because I won't put up with that. Say Mozart. I don't want to hear the correct pronunciation of his name.
I am sorry.
Yeah, I think classical music is a good representation of peacetime. People had the time to create art that lasted this long, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to have like immense peace in your nation to be able to produce stuff like that.
We need that kind of period right now.
Do we?
In
Yes.
America.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
We need a peace podcast.
We
That's
need
what we'll call
A
it.
Peace podcast.
Mhm.
I'm starting a new
PP.
podcast actually. It's the Peace podcast.
The Peace Podcast.
Perfect.
Brought to you by Peace Tea.
Yes.
Oh no,
And then at the end of it, you say, peace out. That's the end.
No.
you completely ruined it by bringing up Peace Tea.
You don't like Peace Tea?
I
Oh,
don't
you
like
worked there. That's
restocking
right.
Peace
She
Tea
worked
every
at...
other minute.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
right. 'cause
Grace,
that's
it's a hit, though, for people who aren't slaves to Bon Appetit. Bon Appetit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone else liked it because I restocked it every
I
other
guess,
hour.
I guess.
I was probably one of the people that was taking them because I would take them
They're
and put
good.
them in my dorm.
They're good.
Yeah, everyone who took them wouldn't just take one Peace Tea; they'd take 6.
People who don't go to UNW, we're talking about a drink that's very popular here.
Yes.
Non-alcoholic. It's sweet tea.
It's like Arizona. That's what it's called, right? Arizona tea.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like fruit flavored.
Yep. And
Yeah.
people love it. They love
Yeah.
it. So that's
really
what's
good.
going on. Okay.
Except Gracie doesn't like it because she had to stock it.
So the classical period.
So the classical period. We're getting off track. We haven't even got to the good stuff yet. All right. So the 20s music. Do you know
Oh.
like Louis Armstrong? There's actually
Is he
there
20s?
was-
Does he have a hit from the 20s?
Yes. There was a band called the Red Hot Peppers, not the Red Hot Chili
Yep,
Peppers.
I did
Red
know
Hot
about
The
those.
Red
yeah.
Hot Peppers.
I love ragtime 20s music.
Yes,
I love it.
I agree. Ragtime 20s is
What do you think, Mike?
I couldn't even list a single song.
This is like
Paper
Prohibition period.
Doll. Wasn't Paper Doll written back then?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Well, no, Paper Doll might be 30s. This is like what they would listen to in the speakeasies.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if you ever watch-
if you could name me one song, that would be
Athena.
Oh yeah, good. Yes. Good.
So a lot of
So the 20s is like, okay, so that's the weird period where they recorded songs that were written in the late 1800s.
yes,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
BRCM,
BRCM. What are you
BRCM.
talking about?
Big Rock
Oh.
Candy Mountain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
No,
that would be the
seriously,
20s.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot of music, and it's all just hype music for breaking the law in the 20s. And for the first time ever, piano players were not breaking from classical piano.
Huh.
So that's why if you listen to ragtime music, the piano is still like really structured. It's not quite to jazz, but it's not.
But it is jazz.
Yeah, but it's not as structured as classical music. So you'll still hear the arpeggios and stuff, but it'll have more of a rhythm than it used to. Mike, your face says you
Arpeggio.
don't know
Gracie,
what
Oh
that
my
means.
Gracie
God.
really is a genius to music. I'm glad I had
Are you
her
starting
on.
the arpeggio podcast?
Yeah, I'm starting the arpeggio podcast.
Okay, they upload twice a week, just like brcm.buzzsprout.com.
Oh, we didn't mean to plug
I didn't mean
it.
to plug. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, no, I did that at the start. I
you don't
did
have
say
to
you were
plug
from
it.
Yeah.
BRCM
I'm
Daily.
joking.
I did say that.
Okay.
It's
when I
okay. We
introduced
just
you.
say our name like every other minute.
Man.
Every 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
You're like, have you heard of BRCM Daily?
Grace wrote it on the wall at the History Museum. It was like, what do you want from the future? And she wrote this
BRCM.
giant, like, there's a bunch of whiteboards, and she wrote over a couple of them,
To get our
brcm.buzzsprout.com.
to plug myself.
And we got a bunch of St. Paul listens after that.
That's amazing. That's actually
Yeah,
hilarious.
mad respect for everyone who went to the History Museum.
And looked up our podcast. Yes.
All right. So the 30s, the 1930s is pretty similar actually to the 20s, at least artist-wise. But
I love the 1930s and music. That's when the big band was born.
the big band.
So that's like Benny Goodman and
Right.
The
I think
You
you
know,
know at this
sing,
point
sing,
you have to
sing.
start
Yeah.
listing things.
that is one of my favorite genres to listen to, big band swing music. And that's when it went from ragtime to swing. So now like the jazz era is finally in full force. 1930s.
Right.
Favorite.
And
music.
even going into the 40s, right? It
Oh,
was
yeah.
still a
Yep.
lot of swing.
Oh, it's all swing music practically.
Right. So the 30s and the 40s were a lot of like big swing. A lot of the artists from the 30s and the 40s were like big during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where you get like Billie Holiday in the 30s,
Mm-hmm.
and she's beautiful. I love Billie Holiday.
And most albums that you would buy, it's the name of someone and then their orchestra. So it'd be like Gracie and her orchestra.
Yeah. So it's like Glenn
But they would be a
Miller
cute
and his
name. It would be
orchestra.
a cute name, yeah.
Or Benny Goodman and his orchestra,
Mhm.
and stuff
Right.
like that.
And then in the 50s, so 1950s coming around,
Completely different.
completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll starts coming around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rock
So
and
it
roll
started out
and-
with Chuck Berry. He was the
Yeah.
first guy who inspired
Elvis.
Yep. But before that would be like Buddy Holly kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Our grandma saw Buddy Holly at his last concert. Is this true?
I don't know if
Or was it his last tour?
It was his last tour, not his last
You know what happened to
concert.
him? You know what we're talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. No,
So
actually.
Buddy Holly was touring with
The Big Bopper,
and Richie
Valens.
Valenzuela.
Yeah.
And they were big names. They were all like youngsters. Mm-hmm. They got on a plane. It was freezing cold. Well, they were touring with who else? They were with
I can't remember who didn't get on the plane.
It was
another
Oh
big
my gosh.
name.
No. It was who sings Storms Never Last? You know that song I like? That would be Waylon Jennings.
Yes.
And then they were with Jerry Lewis.
I think so.
So Jerry Lewis
I recognize
rented
that
a
name.
bus because it was a snowstorm. Yeah, he's Great Balls of Fire.
Whole lot of shaking going on.
yeah.
So he rented a bus, and then the rest of them were like, we're taking a plane. Mainly Buddy Holly. But it was a snowstorm, and so Jerry Lewis was like, guys, I'm getting on the bus. But the heat isn't working. Okay. So Richie Valens and Waylon Jennings
Had colds.
flipped a coin.
Yeah.
And Richie Valens won.
So
and
he
then
got-
in the movie about him, he says, I never win those. And he gets on a plane, and then it crashes, and it killed them all. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens.
And the Big Bopper.
Yeah. And then
Oh my
Waylon
God.
Jennings was on the bus and lived, obviously.
And
Right.
Jerry Lewis. It's
That's-
cray, dude.
yeah.
It's
That's
insane.
crazy. There's
And
a movie about this then?
Yeah, it's super fascinating.
It's called
Huh.
It's not
La
the day the
Bamba.
music died. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Because he
the
was
song,
17, right? He was 17 when he died.
Yeah, Richie Valens was 17.
Yeah.
And he was
super famous.
The first like Hispanic American to reach that high in the charts, especially with a song
As in
in
number one.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Like La Bamba was one of the first non-English songs to get that high in America.
That is crazy.
So
That's a story, yep. And
Yep.
then Elvis was like the late 50s.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elvis was late 50s to like.
I mean,
end
like
of the-
62. That doesn't count, though.
Yeah.
That's still like the 50s.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
and then in the 50s is when groups started to be more popular than just solo artists.
hmm
There's
Which
a lot
led
of-
to a certain group. I don't remember what they're called.
From England,
The Eagles,
Or-
the Belgeetles.
the Belgeetles.
Wasn't the Eagles more 70s though?
I'm totally
Yeah.
kidding.
Okay.
It's the Beatles, but we're
But we're
right.
not talking
We're
about them
making fun
yet.
of
We're not.
ourselves.
Yes.
We're
So
in the 50s.
the 50s was a big year
Yeah. Mhm.
with all of these amazing artists.
Modern.
then-
It's modern. 50s is modern.
Modern, yes.
And that's when more pop music started to come out. Like,
Pop.
yeah,
That's
but
so
that'd be
funny.
like Dion
Oh, yeah. Yep.
and those types of singers where it's not rock and roll, but it's also not.
Oh, yeah. Buddy Holly, too, in the
Yeah,
Crickets.
it's not swing music anymore.
I mean, with the 50s and the 60s, you also see like the transition into rock and roll coming around, and people are kind of like there's the people who really like it, and the people that like are opposing it.
Parents.
Like a lot of parents did not like Elvis
No.
because
He moved his hips too much.
Yep. Yeah. So it's
I
kind-
actually met Elvis's English teacher from high school, and I met one of his friends.
I know
This was
someone
crazy.
who is related to Elvis from like a long line. He was an old friend that I grew
Did
up
they
with.
know him? Or did they know him?
They know like some of his kids, I think, because they're
Oh,
like
okay.
his.
Oh, okay.
They're part of their family.
Oh, but
Yeah.
it's like a
This
different
lady I met,
generation.
Right.
she knew Elvis, and she's like, I could never get him to pay attention. But she's like, what kid wants to pay attention
Yeah.
in English class? And she said he wasn't going to graduate. He was going to be a super senior. And she put an extra credit in for him.
Just
It was
so he could
one
graduate.
credit. Yep, and then he graduated.
Wow.
So I was like, I asked her, I'm like, what do you think would have happened to his career? She's like, oh, it definitely would have been stunted. And it's funny that she knows that. And then I met one of his friends, and she's like, yeah, one of my girlfriends dated him. And
So weird.
they
to
knew
hear.
him in high
That's
school or in
crazy.
college. And every time they'd have a party, every weekend, they had Elvis sing before he was famous. And I'm like, do you know how much money that would have costed if you
Elvis-
paid for this?
Elvis went to college?
I mean, I don't know if he finished.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming he probably didn't.
Well, the
Well,
other
he
thing
went to
is
the military.
he might have not
Oh, yeah,
been in
right.
college. She might have been in college, and he was just there all the time.
Yeah.
That's probably what she meant.
Elvis died on the toilet, right? He's the...
Yeah, he had a
Okay.
heart
He died
attack.
in the
That's right.
70s.
I didn't know his mom had heart issues. We just learned this yesterday.
Yeah, we were listening to Elvis at
This
work,
lady comes over.
and this fan of Elvis comes over, and she's like, it's so sad. He and his mother died when they were the same age
Of heart issues.
of heart issues.
Huh.
And
I
I'm
never
like-
knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I
either.
thought he just did too much drugs, but
Right.
No, he just had a heart.
it's like
it
you
was
just-
destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the 60s with Elvis, of course, and
In the British Revolution
the
in
Beatles,
the 60s.
the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Beach Boys, Led
Oh,
Zeppelin.
yeah. You're talking like 69.
Yes.
Who?
The
69
early
and then
60s
CCR.
is we have the Beatles, and then the Beach Boys literally got popular because of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Because people are like, I want to listen to American music. I do not want to hear British loonies on my radio.
And then the Beach Boys are like, we're from California. And we're all
They're
like,
like,
very
"Oh,
American.
okay."
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
And the Four Seasons.
Yes, because then that's the
Mm.
other side of the states. That's Jersey.
That's yeah, the Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
Jersey Boys.
Have you seen that musical or
Jersey
like heard of
Mike's.
it?
Oh, what
Same
a
thing.
beautiful,
Same thing.
beautiful store, Jersey Mike's.
Mm.
Mhm.
Amazing.
60s had great music. The 60s also had the Rat Pack, which I forced you guys to listen to today while we were painting.
Yeah, I
Dean
wasn't paying
Martin
attention. I
and
was doing
Frank
taxes.
Sinatra.
Mhm.
Again, that's a genre I could listen to all day.
That's like Star Wars when they came out with 3 more movies. That was those guys in the 60s.
Yes.
Is that a roast or
It's a comparison.
it's a
Yes.
comparison? Okay. Amazing. So 60s music, good times, and then the 70s came around.
Mhm.
Well, 1969 is like its own genre of music.
That's true.
in my opinion,
There-
because that's when like every single CCR song came out.
and everyone wanted to sound like them, like dirty and
Yeah.
military.
There-
So that's its own thing.
It's interesting because in a lot of like pop culture, I can't even say the word.
Good.
Pop culture.
Pulp Fiction.
It's interesting because there's the transitions of like, oh, you'd say the 60s, but then there's the transitions between like the 60s and the 70s, or like the 50s and the 60s. Like those 2 years before the decade changes, it's like, whoa, hang on. Like everything starts changing.
Yeah, the 90s didn't end until like 2005.
Right.
And that was
Yeah.
that was a later example.
Right.
It typically isn't that far into the next decade.
But yeah,
This one
it
was.
overlaps.
Mhm.
Well, 70s also had disco.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the 70s, like Elton John, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, the Jackson 5, and ELO.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had
out
a
of
lot
order,
of
out of order.
Out of order. I was
That's
just
okay.
naming off some.
Yeah.
the 70s were great because then you got a lot of harder rock and roll, like the Eagles and stuff.
Right.
And Led Zeppelin started getting big in the 70s and
It's
stuff
drugs.
like that.
That's what.
It's
that's
a lot.
what happened.
Everything connected to drugs in the 70s.
AC/DC started in late 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen was
Queen,
70s.
Who?
Queen.
Who?
Freddie Mercury.
Who is that? I don't even.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They were this band in
The
the,
Bell
70s.
Beatles? Are they
Yes.
as big as the Bell Beatles?
No, they're
Do you know
not.
who that is? Phineas and Ferb.
The Bell Beatles.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
From one singular episode.
That
Yeah,
just
dude, I
like,
love them.
I reached in the back of my mind and pulled a memory
Good.
out that I forgot I
We
had.
watched that episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
That's amazing. So 70s music, 80s music, we kind of talked about a little bit already with like Queen and Aerosmith, AC/DC is getting bigger here.
Aerosmith also is into the 90s. The nice thing about 80s music is the pop genre grew.
Right.
I don't know if that's nice, but that's just the thing.
The
I mean, it was
thing.
really
You said
big
the
in the
nice thing.
90s.
You mean the thing.
But like, you have Madonna.
Right.
She was a pop icon. in
Oh,
the
really? Yeah,
80s.
you have a poster of her
Yeah,
in your room? Okay.
no. And a lot of singers like that. Big hair.
Yeah. And then the long hair with the rock stars like Guns N' Roses and
Twisted Sister.
yep.
And Kiss.
Oh yes, Kiss.
Really?
There was a kid in elementary school at a Kiss lunchbox. And I was like, why do you have these weird clown people on your box?
I
And
know.
He's like, it's Kiss. You don't know Kiss? It's like, okay, we're in second
like,
grade.
I am a child.
Yeah. No, I don't know Kiss. Sorry.
But you got even harder rock and roll in the 80s, like
Yeah.
AC/DC.
I mean, it kept getting harder because once you get to the 90s, then there's like 90s
Yeah.
metal.
Mm-hmm. And then rock and roll died in 2002 with Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
Yep.
Yep. That was it. That was the last one.
They couldn't
finished
make
the whole
anything better
genre.
after that.
Yeah.
Well, then there was like alternative rock and kind of
I don't know.
there was a whole nother thing with like Green Day and
yeah, but that's different.
grunge.
That's its own.
I
That's
mean,
grunge.
yeah, that's grunge, I suppose. Well,
That's
Grunge is good.
90s.
I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
different. That's all I'm
and
saying. You're wrong. I'm right. Gracie's wrong also.
MCR comes around that time. That's
Who?
2000s. My Chemical Romance.
Mm,
Yeah.
beautiful.
All the emo bands.
Hey, the
When did,
80s also had rap.
When did Panic
They
in the
did.
Disco
The beginning
start?
of... Don't ask questions like
That's
that.
my favorite band.
Stupid, Mike.
You don't agree? Stupid. No harsh language on the
I'm
framework
sorry.
of tomorrow.
Not
We can do that
chill.
on BRCM. We
Kicked
can't do
off.
that here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, rap.
Run DMC.
Rap in the 80s.
Beastie Boys were popular in the 80s and the 90s.
If you don't know who Run DMC is, they have the better version of what's that one song that they did?
Tricky?
No. What's the one that they
Walk This Way?
Walk This Way? They had the way
yes.
better version, right,
I
Chris?
agree.
Yeah.
She doesn't agree. She's
You don't like
pretending.
it?
Yeah. No, it's
I
not
don't
better.
like either. They're overplayed.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
If you listen to Jag FM in the morning, you're gonna hear
Have
Walk
you been
This
on
Way.
the Aerosmith ride in Disney?
I
Hollywood
haven't been to
Studios?
Disney in a long
oh,
time.
never mind. It's the coolest ride in the world. Like
Is
you
it?
feel like you're meeting Aerosmith, and then you go on the rock and roller coaster. They call it a most amazing. I almost had a stroke there trying to explain this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coolest ride on the planet.
With Aerosmith?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
send us down
I
there
love
so we
that.
can do it?
Yeah, are
It
you going to
says-
fund our trip? So
Let's go to Disney this summer.
you
Okay.
could sell your marble table and then
This
we
is a rally network.
Framework of tomorrow, the marble table. It goes around and around like time itself. That's
It'll be the rally network Disney trip where we have to
Oh.
wear masks.
it's a business
Okay.
meeting, yeah, because we're business.
Because then it's
We
a
can write it
write-off
off on our taxes.
Is it really? I got $3 tax write-off
for our business.
for our business.
Big high five.
Yeah.
Booyah, dude! Holy, I can't even believe it.
I mean, we could seriously talk about like the 70s, 80s, and 90s for hours. I feel like.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue. Okay.
Yeah. So we're in the 90s. Are we entering the 90s or are we still in the 80s?
I thought we were in the 2000s. Wait,
Oh, you just jumped it. You skipped the 90s.
1952.
yeah. Let's
Okay.
go to the 90s because we
Hip
basically
hop.
talked
That's all I can say.
about it. Hip hop, pop,
Hip hop, grunge.
grunge. Are you not a fan of grunge, Grace?
No, I like grunge, but
She likes like 10 grunge songs.
I like 10 songs. That's about it. And then I just keep replaying them. Like Loser by Beck. That's a bop.
You never listen to that though.
It's because I don't own it.
You don't own me. That's Beck singing
Yes.
to you.
Gangster rap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So I actually just read this thing about gangster rap and how much higher prison amount of prisoners there are in the United States
yes,
ever since it
because
came
of
out
gangster rap.
little kids think it's cool, then they grow up and build their moral foundation off of gangster rap.
Off of Tupac and
Pac.
Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who Tupac is.
Sorry.
You don't know who Tupac is?
It's Pac. He wants me
Pac.
to say.
Everyone calls him
Oh.
Pac. Yeah.
That's fair.
3 Pac?
Now this is the important question. Are you a Tupac fan or are you a Biggie Smalls fan?
No opinion.
Whoa, no, you can't.
You
That's
have to
worse,
choose
though.
a
That's
side,
worse.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't.
It's like
even
a reality
think of one
show.
of their songs.
Hypnotize is Notorious
Oh,
B.I.G.
oh, that's
Mike,
the
sing
words.
it for me.
Sicker than your average. Have you seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
When
yeah,
he's
his
like
uncle
running to his
plays
uncle's
it.
house.
His uncle plays it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Tupac.
That's Biggie.
Or
That's
That's
know what I'm
that's MJ.
that's Biggie, and
That's
then
Priscilla
Tupac
Presley.
is California Love.
I probably like
California
Singing.
love. That's so
You sounded
Beautiful.
just like it.
like Pac.
Or
So you like Biggie better because you don't know any of Pac's songs?
I guess that's my.
well, do you like lyrical?
No. Do you want to be super rich or do you want to be like super cool to your friends? That's the difference. Do you want more respect or do you want more? Well, no. Do you want respect through like fear
Or respect through like
being cool? Like everyone, fist pumps you.
That one.
you're a
So
Tupac
Pac,
fan.
yeah.
Oh,
you're
okay.
West
I like how
Coast.
you already knew what I was
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
I was setting it up.
I don't know
yeah.
if I like West Coast.
It's too
you
late.
do though, yeah.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to be
You have
cool.
a longboard.
Grace and I have a power
That's true, I
dynamic.
do.
We're not good people, so we like Biggie.
So we like New York City.
But I like the East Coast better than the West Coast.
Done. You're done.
It's too late.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm being kicked off my own show by.
Okay.
these-
You know that Asian candy, Pocky?
Yeah.
That's all I think about.
That stuff is so good.
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
It's called Pocky. No, you had one. It's the chocolate
yeah.
dip
Yeah,
pretzels.
yeah.
I think of
I
Tupac.
thought you said it was Australian candy when you gave it to me.
So there's an Australian version of it.
Yes.
They make the same
Oh.
thing. But the Asian one is way more popular in the US right now. But you don't know if that's going to last because BRCM is picking up the other one as a sponsor.
Right now.
AustralianPocky.com/BRCM. Do the promo code and get 20% off.
This is
I'm
all
kidding.
false. Please don't actually do this.
If you go to that website, you might see things that you don't want to see.
So just get off
Don't
the
do
internet
it.
now.
Yeah, you will be surprised.
All right. So moving into the 2000s, we have a lot of like pop coming up.
Wait. We just have to shout out all of those beautiful women groups from the 90s. Like Salt and Peppa.
Oh, and the Cheetah Girls, the most
And
iconic.
In Vogue.
The Cheetah Girls.
When did they?
2000s,
Wasn't-
Mike.
2000.
What was
so
the
they
girl
were
band?
copying.
Beyonce.
Destiny's
was in-
Child.
Yes.
That's late
That's
90s,
right.
early 2000s.
I'm sorry, but I cannot stand that band because
That's okay.
They
Don't apologize.
played it in the store I worked at, and we went
24/7?
24/7.
If you apologize-
early 2000s pop, and I went insane. So I
Yeah.
am very much against early 2000s pop.
If you apologize to Gracie for not agreeing with her bizarre taste in music,
Gracie's,
don't.
you're a
That's just
fan
what I'll
of
say.
early 2000s pop?
yes,
Some of it.
you will be in about 2 weeks. That's my prediction because
2
that's
weeks.
how quickly.
Yeah, I kind of cycle through every single genre. I don't dislike too much music. So
Yeah.
Screamo.
that's what I don't really like. But at the same time,
Screamo's where I cap it. That's almost the only genre I can't listen to. But I can listen to like hard metal, but not Screamo. When I can't understand what they're saying, that's when I draw the line. But if it's like metal and I can understand what they're saying, they're just like screaming it really loud, and I can
like,
like
this is
hear what they're
fine.
saying. I'm like, this is okay. But mostly because of the like guitar riffs and the drums and stuff. That's what it keeps me.
right?
When you hear the words "crawling in my skin,"
Yes.
you're like,
Amazing.
yes.
Right behind you, see Skillet. I mean, that's like I wouldn't even say that's Christian metal. I mean,
It is technically. It's
Is it
Christian.
technically?
Yeah,
It is Christian.
it's
well,
technically
no, I meant the metal part.
Yeah,
Is it actually metal? It's got to be like.
it's either
softer
hard
metal.
rock or soft metal.
That's true.
Tonight I'm so alone. Do you know the song? The
I don't-
sorrow takes a hold. Don't leave me here so cold. Never want to be so cold. This is the cat.
Snaps.
This is the cat when I close my door at night.
Because you're allergic to them.
Yeah.
Amazing. 2000s. So
2000s country.
country.
That's where it's at.
Sweet tea in my tractor.
That's like Kenny Chesney.
Write a country song right now.
I can only think of.
I'm on a
India.
tractor with my baby. That's it.
We
Yeah.
went to the my uncle's cabin up in Duluth, Minnesota, and I just gave the location for my uncle's cabin.
You gave
But
the home.
That's all we
address.
listened to.
2631.
That's all they have going. The whole entire weekend we're there is early 2000s country.
And
That's
you were
the
in.
best country.
You were in.
I mean I don't mind it. I'm
That's
not saying I hate it.
pre-boys round here.
When it gets
Yeah.
to country rap, that's where I draw the line. That's
Oh, so you don't like boys around here? Boys around here don't listen to the beat
Beatles.
drum. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
new country rap is kind of bad.
You don't like Lil Nas?
Oh, well, I guess. Does that count as country rap, though?
Yes, it is country
I
rap.
own
It's
that
really-
song,
yeah.
and it says it's country.
Huh. That's interesting. I don't know.
Or what about the Get Up?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. See, you
Never
don't know what
mind.
you're
Maybe
saying.
Shout
I know
out
what
to
I'm
Ear
saying.
Coffee Podcast with
I'm-
Wes Malmberg, who hates the Get Up. And one day he told me how bad it is, and I told him that he isn't actually a Christian until he listens to that on
And
repeat.
likes it.
Yes.
Good job, Mike.
Thank you. I'm spreading the holy word.
Spotify has told me that I'm genre fluid, so
That's the funniest.
I keep thinking you're saying gender fluid. No. I'm like, why does Spotify get to
Spotify knows more
decide?
than we thought it knew.
Spotify decides everything.
No, that's like early Carrie Underwood.
Mm.
Miranda Lambert,
Miranda sings.
And then
Dixie Chicks.
how I would
Very good.
explain the 2010s. That's so weird saying that. I can't believe
Yeah,
It's
that's
over.
in the
It's
past.
it's so weird.
Get
saying
over it, dude.
all I say about 2010s, and I'm like, it's basically 2000s music except Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
I mean, pretty much.
It's just like expanded. It's the same people, just with new music. Like
It's trying to be
Justin Bieber.
cleaner. It's like the 70s and the 80s. But,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it's the same stuff, but it's just cleaner.
I mean, of course there was some artists
There's
that got bigger.
K-pop.
Oh, K-pop. Of course,
K-pop.
my favorite.
Thank you, Mike.
There's one thing this YouTube Rewind needs.
K-pop.
You guys just like peaked at the levels, like
Good.
way
Saying
over. You're
K-pop.
destroying the audio. Amazing.
Perfect.
Well, what have we learned?
K-pop.
What's-
we all like every type of music
We do. Yeah.
except for Renaissance.
What? Let's all go around and let's say our favorite like time of music, like the 80s, the 90s. When was your favorite?
Okay, rapid fire. Go.
70s,
80s.
Second favorite.
40s,
70s.
Third
30s.
favorite.
What? You do yours.
No,
He's
I'm
next.
I'm
Oh, third
facilitating.
favorite. 2000s grunge.
Fourth.
90s.
Oh, we're going fourth?
Yeah.
90s. What?
You said 90s?
No, I said 80s, 70s, 2000s grunge, and then 90s.
Fifth. This is the last one.
Fifth?
50s.
Yeah, I'll say 50s.
That's the power rankings. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mike, say your 5 favorite.
Ready? Go.
Late 50s. Mm-hmm. Late 70s.
Yep.
Mhm.
Early 80s,
Yep.
which is the same as late,
Late
70s.
70s.
Early 60s,
Good.
and then early 50s.
I approve.
To me, I'm more laser focused on each one. I don't really see them as like the 50s. And you were explaining that earlier. Like,
Yeah.
you don't see them as a 10-year period. They're more like 5-year periods.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
I like certain genres. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I like
You enjoy music.
the rock more from the 70s and
Do you
the
like
disco.
the rock? I like the rock.
Yeah.
Dwayne.
Mike is Dwayne the Rock. He was probably born in the 70s.
Mm.
So that's what I was trying to say.
Mm. Was he a little rock?
Was he a pebble?
Yes.
So
Yes.
where do
That
you
was
think,
so funny, dude. Ready?
Where,
High five to that, brother.
where do you think music is going to go from here on out? Do you think it's going to get better? Do you think it's going to get worse? What
We're
do you
going to
think's
have
gonna
another acoustic phase. That's
Mm.
my prediction.
That's a good prediction, actually.
I think we are going to have a reset.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a lot more people are having legal disputes over their songs, and that's
Yeah.
going to create a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to loosen laws, but that's like 10 years down the line.
So
Right.
I think
I
we're going
can
to
see the
have
future, in case you're
a
wondering.
lot of songs that came out in like the late 60s, early 70s that really reflect, like overly reflect the culture that we live in.
Mm.
So yeah, I think it's going to reset.
Grace and I act like we know everything. Okay,
That's
because
because you
my
do.
eyes. 2026, Donald Trump makes a first rap album against the next president, Melania.
His own wife.
Okay, what am I saying?
Like, say
2031.
the words.
I can't see it. It's blurry. Tony Hawk makes a goodbye
Tony
album.
No.
2036. Joe Rogan Experience is on Neuralink brain download only. You can't get it,
It
on
gets
any other
scarier and
streams.
scarier as we keep going.
2040,
Those are some-
Elon Musk uploads your brain into a podcast
A Tesla?
network. Yes.
Called Rally.
Yeah.
Okay.
2060, 2095.
ELO finally releases that second album.
The second album, yeah.
Of Time.
Yes. Time 2.
So there you go.
Those are some
we just
great
told
predictions.
It's
So
true.
this is all true? The truth?
100%.
It's not the truth. I don't speak
It's
truth.
the
If this
truth.
doesn't happen, you can go to BRCM Daily and tell them
And give us 5 stars
Give
just to
them
let us
5
know that we
stars?
were wrong.
Yeah.
and tell them they were wrong.
Because you have to rate us to write a review.
At the end of all my episodes, I always have a random history fact of the episode. And today, which I accidentally told you guys like 2 days ago, Elvis Presley actually was a black belt in American karate. Did you know this?
That's so weird. And then his wife cheated on him with his karate teacher.
Yep.
I didn't even know that. Whoa.
She said that when you said it.
Yeah, isn't that spicy?
I'm losing my
You're
mind.
having a short-term memory loss moment.
Right, now
Yeah.
you
I
have
am
to say a
having
fun
short-term
fact.
moment.
You have to do your random
So
history
Elvis
fact.
Presley couldn't sing "Are You Lonesome Tonight" because
Without
he laughed the
laughing.
whole time.
Yes. So there you go.
Wow, you
Okay,
get
ready?
3
Yeah.
random.
Are you lonesome? Oh no. I wonder if you're lonesome tonight. You know, someone said,
Can you do his laugh?
"World's a stage." That's what he does. And we chose play. He's like laughing super hard.
He like can't even catch his
It's
breath.
insane. Yeah.
He's laughing so hard. Check it out. It's very disturbing.
It is disturbing.
Well, what is it
Kinda
called?
scary.
Paraplexis
Mm.
podcast.
Yeah.
He does a really in-depth thing about
On-
Elvis laughing the whole time.
It was actually like it made my skin crawl when we were listening to that. Like it was creepy.
It's American Psycho inspiration. It's like Tom Cruise laughing about the guy he almost
Yes.
killed. Yeah. That's in the next episode. Actually, if you didn't know about that, that's crazy.
I didn't know about that. Actually.
He almost killed this guy in a plane, and he
Hey.
told about it on Conan. No,
No.
The Late Show with whoever.
One of the late shows.
Who's the really famous guy? Jimmy Carter.
Kimmel?
Jimmy Carter. Jimmy.
Our president, Jimmy Kimmel.
No, before him.
Jimmy
no.
Fallon? Oh, before. I don't know.
Keep talking.
Anyways, and he laughed. He couldn't catch his breath. He was talking about this guy. He had to get to a certain altitude, but they had to turn off someone's oxygen to be able to go up there.
Huh.
And the guy passed out or something. But he was like, I can't breathe. I can't feel my hands. And Tom Cruise is telling the story on this show, and he was laughing his head off.
What?
Yeah. And that's what a Scientologist is good for.
Thank you, Tom Cruise. Very cool.
Mm.
Well, thank you two so much for coming on my podcast.
My pleasure.
I enjoyed
It is our pleasure.
immensely. You guys are much more knowledgeable than I am. You're going to take over my show. I'm just kidding. But I did enjoy you. Done. Gracie's like, I'll take it. Where
you
do I
find it?
sign?
Did you find it?
No.
Tom Cruise laugh hysterically
Okay.
on Tonight
Keep
Show.
talking
Okay.
then.
Well, yes. Thank you so much for coming on. Please check me out at the Framework of Tomorrow on Instagram. Go check out BRCM Daily, their podcast.
Yep.
Go check out RallyNetwork.net. Rate me 5 stars on
The
iTunes.
Minnesota Nurse,
Yeah. Did we get
Donarum,
everything? Donarum, yes. Go check out Donarum.
Wonderful Nonsense. who's
It's David
uploaded
Letterman.
consistently for the last.
Oh,
David Letterman.
Yeah, David Letterman.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, continue
Well, I
your
upload
spiel.
every Monday at 5 a.m. and Wednesday now at 5 a.m. So make sure to watch out for this. You're probably, or yes, you are listening to this on Monday when it comes out because you are such a faithful listener.
If you're ever doing a morning protest, you can listen to Framework of Tomorrow as long as it's after 5.
As long as it's after 5.
And if it's on Apple Podcasts, you got to wait till like 5:30 because they always glitch out.
Good.
Not ready like right away. Takes
Thank
like
you
a half hour.
for warning our.
Thank you, Mike.
So go on Spotify,
I am now going to be sponsored by Spotify. They gave me a contract.
just like Joe Rogan,
Just like
$100
Joe
million.
Yeah.
Boom, bam, bada, bop, boom, bop.
Amen.
Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Make sure to tune in next week for Framework of Tomorrow.